Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is part 5, It Takes One to Know One, and we are on the pirates. When I was 6, my father told me great uncle Alex, who I had never met, was coming for a visit. He's very old, my father said, and rather stern. He has no children of his own, you see, so be on your best behaviour, please. He was a pirate, said my father, casually, and he travelled around the world. When I heard the doorbell ring, I scurried to my room, too scared to meet him. I could not face the figure with a cutlass in his hand, and the great curved pistols poking from his belt. I dared not stare into that cruel and rugged face, and look upon the great hooked nose and tangled hair, and see the ear with dangling ring of gold, and meet the black patch covering an eye. I cried and cried when father came to fetch me. He was red-faced and far from pleased to find me curled up, whimpering on my bed. I said your best behaviour, father snapped, and took me down to meet the buccaneer himself. To my surprise, he was an old man with gentle eyes, wrinkled, friendly face, a tiny figure, frail, in a shiny, polished suit and polished shoes. This is your Uncle Alex, father said. He did what many boys would like to do when they've grown up, to fly a plane and travel round the world and be a pilot. His father had actually said pilot and not a pirate. That's quite funny. Excuse me, I've got a bad cough still. Top 22 things that parents never say. Of course you can have more pocket money. I bought those chocolate biscuits just for you. No, it won't hurt to leave your bike out in the rain. The telephone is free if you wish to use it. Don't bother with the dishes, I'll do them later. I do wish the school wouldn't give you so much homework. I like your friend with the nose stud and the tattoos. You're not coming in too early tonight, are you? Just leave your dirty underwear on the floor. Don't worry. I came bottom of the class when I was your age. I hope you enjoy the rest of your late night film. Would you like any help sticking that poster on your bedroom wall? These trainers are very cheap. Would you like lots of greasy food at your all-night party? I don't think the dog's ready for a walk yet. Why don't you stay in bed a little longer this morning? I do hate a tidy room. Leave all lights on, will you? Don't bother cleaning out the bath. School holidays are a bit short this year. Imagine that. That's quite funny, isn't it? If things were done back to front like that. It's quite funny. Lizzie's Road. Little Lizzie drew a long, long road that curled across the paper like strange exotic snake. She decorated it in darkest reds and brightest blues, gleaming golds and glimmering greens. Mum asked, "Why all these wonderful colours?" "There are the rubies and emeralds and pearls," Lizzie explained. "The diamonds and opals and precious stones." "What a wonderful road," said Mum. "Is it magic?" "No," explained the child. "It's just a dual carriageway." When I am old. "My granny wobbles, you know," said the child. "She's very old, you see, and she has illness. It makes her tremble so and shake her head, and sometimes say things we don't understand. We wheel her round the garden in the chair, and help her with tea and wipe her mouth, and sometimes comb her soft and silvery hair. It has a special name, my granny's illness. Old-timer's disease, the doctor calls it. If when I'm old and trembling and I shake my head, and someone helps me with my tea and wipes my mouth and combs my silvery hair, please let her say I have old-timer's disease. It's rather warm and comforting, I think." That's true. The day Mum brought the baby home. When Mum brought the baby home, everyone forgot about me. Granny cooed, "Oh, isn't she beautiful?" Grandpa cried, "Ah, isn't she lovely?" Auntie Christine sighed, "Oh, isn't she gorgeous?" Uncle Michael chortled, "Ah, isn't she amazing?" Even the brothers said, "Wow, isn't she cool?" Then they looked in my direction. I said to them all, "Are you all asking me? Because if you are, I don't agree. She has no teeth, is bald and fat. I'd sooner have a dog or cat. Well, they don't dribble down your clothes. Poke your eyes and squeeze your nose. Slaver, gargle, drool and slurp. Slobber, bubble, spit and burp. Wet tons of nappies all the time. And screams and moans and mules and whines. Everyone looks shocked. I thought you'd love your little baby sister, said Dad sadly. I do love her, I replied smiling. I'm just trying to get a bit of attention around here. That's all. Let's face it. Have you heard about the conductor who faced the music? The statistician who faced the facts? The twins who came face to face? The accountant who knew the face value? The pilot who flew in the face of? The sunbather who went red in the face? The soldier who put a brave face on it? The lifeguard who saved face? The gambler who had a poker face? The actor who showed his face? The violinist who had a face as long as a fiddle? The miner who was face down? The acrobat who fell flat on his face? The weightlifter who had a flat face? The chef who had an egg on his face? The cleaner who wiped the smile off his face? And the naturist who had bare-faced cheek? Remember me. Do you remember me? Asked the young man. The old man at the bus stop, shabby, standing in the sun, alone, looked around. He stared for a moment, screwing up his eyes, then shook his head. No, I don't remember you. You used to teach me, said the young man. I've taught so many, said the old man. I forget. I was the boy you said was useless, good for nothing, waste of space, who always left your classroom crying and dreaded every lesson that you taught. The old man shook his head and turned away. No, I don't remember you, he murmured. Well, I remember you, the young man said. If you don't go down to the woods today. If you don't go down to the woods today, you're sure of a big surprise. We're chopping down the trees, you see, before your very eyes. The pines and ash and poplars, they're all coming down to make a smart new ring road to circle round the town. The cedar, cherry, chestnut, the beech and elm and briet. We're going to pile them all up high and set them all afire. The willow, maple, alder, the silver birch and oak. We're going to make a great big blaze and they'll all go up in smoke. The sycamore and mountain ash, yes, everyone must go. To be replaced by motorway, that's progress, don't you know? So if you've nothing else to do, well, why not grab a saw and help us build a bonfire? Isn't that what trees are for? Don't agree with that, but yeah. But I don't agree with that one at all, I'm afraid. 5 Clary Who's. Elizabeth said, I'm like a queen, in my new dress of vivid green. Her brother Mark let out a scream. You're a wee bit early for Halloween. The neighbour talking to my mum said, so I gave her a piece on my mind. To part with such a precious thing, she must be very kind. Mr. Wilson wears a wig, but for his head it's rather big. It's windy weather, he was careless. Now Mr. Wilson's head is hairless. Do you want to smack bottom, my lad? Asked my father in a threatening voice. I'm not likely to say yes, please, father dear. I don't think I've much of a choice. I wrote a note to Auntie Nettie. I hope you get this little letter. Thank you for the woolly sweater, but on the sheep it would look much better. Today I feel, pleased as punch, fit as a fiddle, keen as a knife, hot as a griddle, bold as brass, bouncy as a ball, keen as mustard, high on a wall, bright as a button, light as a feather, fresh as a daisy, fragrant as heather, chirpy as a cricket, sound as a bell, sharp as a needle, deep as a well, high as a kite, strong as a bull, bubbly as bathwater, warm as wool, clear as a new pin, shiny as money, quick as lightning, and as sweet as honey, cool as a cucumber, fast as a hare, right as rain, brave as a bear, lively as a monkey, busy as a bee, good as gold, free as the sea. I'm so happy, I'm just lost for words. Supply teacher. The supply teacher wears a wig. He doesn't think anyone knows, but we do. It's like a ginger tomcat sitting on his head, a shaggy red rug, a furry mat, a coloured thatch of hair. Once, when he sneezed, it slid slightly forward, and he didn't notice, but we did. When he saw us smiling and smirking, he asked angrily, "What's so funny?" We started to giggle and wriggle in our seats, biting our fists and covering our mouths, to stop ourselves from laughing. "What's so funny?" he roared. "What's so funny?" "Keep your hair on," came a whisper from the back. Interview with the headmaster. "You wanted to see me, headmaster?" "Yes." "Come in, Poskett. Close the door." "Yes, headmaster." "You're late again." "Yes, headmaster." "What's the excuse this time, Poskett?" "I'm afraid he overslept, headmaster." "Buy an alarm clock." "Yes, headmaster." "Where is your tie, Poskett?" "I forgot to put it on, headmaster." "You know the school rule about wearing a tie, don't you, Poskett?" "Yes, headmaster." "Are you wearing boots?" "Yes, headmaster." "You know the rules about boots as well, don't you, Poskett?" "Yes, headmaster." "Well, don't wear them then." "No, headmaster." "And wear a tie." "Yes, headmaster." "And look at the state of your hair, Poskett." "What about my hair, headmaster?" "You haven't got any." "That's right, headmaster. It's the latest style." "What is?" "My hair, headmaster." "But you haven't got any, Poskett." "It's all the craze, headmaster." "Being bald?" "Yes, headmaster." "And is that a tattoo, Poskett?" "Yes, headmaster, it's an eagle." "I can see what it is, Poskett, and I don't like it." "I thought you were very fond of birds, headmaster." "I like them flying in the sky, Poskett, not emblazoned on people's arms." "Yes, headmaster." "And what about the nose stud and the earrings?" "What about the nose stud and the earrings, headmaster?" "I don't like those either." "I thought they would make me look more interesting, headmaster." "You thought wrong, Poskett." "Yes, headmaster." "You're letting the school down, Poskett. You're giving a poor impression." "Yes, headmaster." "I want to see a change in your attitude, Poskett." "Yes, headmaster." "Otherwise, you're out." "Yes, headmaster." "Pull up your socks, Poskett. Make an effort. Set a better example." "Yes, headmaster." "Don't be late again." "No, headmaster." "I'll see you at the staff meeting tonight, Poskett." "Yes, headmaster." First love. Kimberly Bloomer wears sensible shoes and a bright pink cardigan and snow white socks. Her hair was gathered in bunches and tied with red ribbons. When she stared at me with those big blue eyes, I went all wobbly at the knees. Kimberly Bloomer was the best reader in class. Her voice was so soft as a summer night, and her smile made me tremble. I sat next to her for 2 days, and she smelt of flowers and lavender soap. Kimberly Bloomer helped me with my writing. I remember her long fingers, with nails like little pink seashells. When I got things wrong, she sighed, and I felt all funny deep inside. Kimberly Bloomer moved away. I never saw her again. All year I ached for Kimberly Bloomer. Dad's diet. My dad's gone on a diet. It happens every year. It starts just after Christmas, when he gives up crisps and beer. He stares into the mirror, and he holds his stomach in. "My goodness me," he says to Mum, "I've got a double chin." It's then that we stop talking, and the house goes deadly quiet. "Yes," sighs Dad, "I'm getting fat. I'm going on a diet. I shall have to give up chocolate cake, fried potato, sirloin steak, mushroom omelette, savoury dips, egg and bacon, fish and chips, butter, biscuits, raspberry jam, fillet of pork and leg of lamb, sausages, burgers, Sunday roast, pasta, trifle, cheese on toast, sticky buns and ice cream cones, pasties, pastries, tarts and scones. The only food upon my plate is that which helps me lose some weight. Bowls of fruit and lots of greens. Carrots, cabbage, sprouts and beans. Apples, oranges, pears and lemons. Peaches, prunes, plums and melons. Natural yoghurt, wholemeal wheat. Organic bran and fat-free meat. Slimmer's soup, low-calorie spread. Orange juice and butterless bread. Plums, tomatoes, tangerines. Low cholesterol margarines. Yes, my dad goes on this diet, but his willpower's pretty weak. He starts just after Christmas, and it only lasts a week. Unlucky Uncle Eric. Unlucky Uncle Eric. Well, one day playing cricket, saw a four-leaf clover, and thought that he would pick it. As he bent down towards the ground to pluck the lucky leaf, the cricket ball flew through the air and knocked out all his teeth. He shouted "Drat!" and dropped the bat, which landed on his toes. He bounced back up and cracked his chin, that smacked him on the nose. Smeared in blood and caked in mud, he said, "I'm glad that's over." Then with a sigh he held up high his four-leaf clover. Bilingualist. My father speaks 2 languages. You should hear him. You'd agree he has a language for the baby and a language just for me. Now, when he's speaking just to me, I understand each word. But when he's with the baby, he really sounds absurd. It goes something like this. Who's daddy's little poppet? Who's mummy's sugar plum? Who's granny's diddly dumpling? And who's grandpa's honey bun? Ah, see those ickle fingers. Ah, see the nibbly nose. See the pretty peepers. And see the ickle toes. Doody doody doody, diddle dums do, flopsy wopsy wopsy, itchy kitchy coo. Now if I had the courage, but sadly I'm not, I'd say, I hold the baby, Dad, and you're in the cot. That's weird, that one. Secret love. Oh, so tell me, Lizzie, please. Just what did Jason say? I know he told you not to tell, but tell me anyway. When he looks across the room, I go weak at the knees. Do you think he's going to ask me out? Oh, tell me, Lizzie, please. Did he say he liked me best? Or does he like Louise? Or is it Sue, Jane, or Pam? Oh, tell me, Lizzie, please. I've got to know what Jason said. Oh, Liz, don't be a tease. I promise I won't say a word. Oh, tell me, Lizzie, please. Well, can you keep a secret? Asked Lizzie, with a sigh. Of course I can, her friend replied. And Liz said, so can I. Night noises. Her house is full of noises. I hear them every night. They start as soon as I'm in bed and I've just turned out the light. 2 drips, toilet flushes, sink gurgles, shower gushes, door bangs, stair creaks, chair scrapes, cupboard squeaks, doorbell buzzes, dishes rattle, washer hums, fire crackles, curtain rustles, lock clicks, telephone rings, click, click, then clock ticks. But soon the house goes very quiet. It gets to be quite boring until my dad climbs into bed, and then he starts snoring. He grunts and growls and yawns and groans, mumbles, murmurs, sighs and moans, huffs and puffs and pants and mutters, yawns and whimpers, buffs and splutters. His snoring makes the floorboards quake, the wardrobe rattle, the window shake. The timbers groan, the bed vibrate. I put the pillow over my head and snuggle down deep inside the bed. But the noise Dad makes would wake the dead. He grunts and growls and yawns and groans, mumbles, murmurs, sighs and moans, huffs and puffs and pants and mutters, yawns and whimpers, huffs and splutters. Then in the morning down he'll creep and ask, did everyone have a good night's sleep? Losing your marbles. The bags were packed, the lights turned off, the milk cancelled, the garage locked. The gates closed and we were all set for our holiday. And then Dominic said, I've swallowed a marble. What? Shrieked Mum. What? Roared Dad. What? Laughed the brothers. What? Giggled Lizzie. I've swallowed a marble. How did you manage to do that? Asked Dad. I just popped it in my mouth and swallowed it. What made you want to put it in your mouth? Asked Mum. I was pretending it was a sweet. It might never come out, said Lizzie, nodding. They'll have to cut him open, agreed the brothers. At the hospital, Mum said to the doctor, he'd swallowed a marble. The doctor smiled like a hungry vampire and put his ear on Dominic's tummy. I can hear it rolling about inside, he said. Please don't cut me open, cried Dominic. The doctor gave Mum some medicine. It was thick and pink and in a large brown bottle, 3 times a day, he said. That should do the trick. What went in one way should come out the other. The next day in the bathroom, we heard a clunk and a cry. I got my marble back, yelled Dominic. Oh, dear Lord. And that's it. That is the full book of It Takes One to Know One. That's why this is a bit longer, because I wanted to get through to the end. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you all for listening, and many blessings.